Would you say that a team with 2 number 1 picks, 3 top 5 picks, 8 top 10 picks, with most likely 2 more coming in this year's NBA draft, had the brightest future in the NBA? Well, I would. The Orlando Magic, the team that I believe have the best young core and the brightest future in the NBA, are the team that I'll be focusing on in today's video. But just quickly before we get started, could you please hit that like button as well as the subscribe button, as it's very helpful for me in building up my channel. But enough of that, let's get started with the video. In the introduction, I glossed over all the high draft picks that the Orlando Magic had. I'll now go over all those draft picks and tell you who all the players were. The 2 number 1 draft picks were Paolo Banchero and Markelle Fultz. Then you add Jalen Suggs, and that gives you 3 top 5 picks. Furthermore, you add Franz Wagner, Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, and Terrence Ross, and you get your 8 top 10 picks. But on top of all the high draft picks that the Orlando Magic are home to, they're also home to a lot of high quality players with high upside, such as Bol, the 7'2" freak of nature, Cole Anthony, who's a great scorer off the bench, RJ Hampton, who's a player with high upside, as well as Caleb Houston, Chuma Okeke, and Gary Harris, who are all solid 3-and-D wings. But in saying all this, my point is that the Orlando Magic has by far and away the most young talent in the NBA. Now that I've spoken about all the young talent that the Orlando Magic possess, I want to highlight 2 key players, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. I believe that these 2 players are both untouchable in any trade talks, as they are the cornerstones of the Orlando Magic's rebuild. I also believe that Paolo and Franz Wagner will be able to form one of the great 1-2 kicks for years to come, and in turn become one of the best duos in the NBA. I'll begin with Franz Wagner. Franz went pick 8 in the 2021 NBA draft. He came into a rebuilding team in the Magic and instantly impacted the team for the better. He helped them on a night-to-night basis as he averaged 15 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists on 46, 35 and 86 splits. These numbers were good enough to earn Franz Wagner all-rookie first-team honours. Now almost halfway into Franz's second season, he has improved in most aspects, and he is now averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds and 3.5 assists on 48, 34 and 87 splits. With these new improvements, Franz has been able to help the Magic win more games. As I'm filming this video, the Magic have 13 wins through 37 games, which is just 9 wins off their total win tally from last year, with 45 games remaining. Now, moving on, I will speak about Paolo Banchero, the 6'10" sensation out of Duke. As we all know, Paolo went first overall in the 2022 NBA draft, and with that had pretty hefty expectations. Although ever since he stepped onto an NBA court, even through Summer League, he has been dominating. Thus far in Paolo's rookie season, he's averaging 20.9 points, 3.9 assists and 6.7 rebounds on 43, 30, 75 splits. Paolo is far and away the favourite to win Rookie of the Year, and he has just made a big step in completing this, as today he's been named as the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month. In order for Paolo to improve in his career, he does have to improve on his 3-point shooting. Although recently in a game against the Boston Celtics, he did shoot 6 for 7 on threes, which shows me that he has the potential to live up to this goal and standard that I set for him. Now I want to speak about the win streak that the Magic went on recently. The Magic went on a 6-game win streak that allowed them to sit just 1.5 games out of a play-in spot until the win streak was broken. The heartbreaking loss came against the Atlanta Hawks, where a pair of DeJounte Murray free throws gave the Hawks a win by a single point. But although the loss was heartbreaking, it was also exciting at the same time, as it gave everybody a taste of what is to come from the Magic. Paolo and Franz were both averaging 22 points per game. The Magic had a top 5 defense, and they were shooting better efficiencies in all areas during the streak in comparison to the rest of the games this season. Quickly, before the end of the video, I want to speak on the 2023 NBA draft, as the Magic hold 2 picks that, as I said earlier, will likely be top 10 picks. The Magic hold their own first round pick, which could easily be a number 1 or number 2 overall pick, and that would in turn allow them to draft Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson, the 2 generational talents in the draft. But on top of their own pick, they hold the Bulls pick, which looks like it will land in that 6 to 10 range, which could in turn land them a Cam Whitmore or a Thompson twin. But in saying this, the Magic must hope and pray that the Bulls do not land within the top 4 of the draft, as the pick is top 4 protected, meaning that if they do land in that top 4, that the pick would then go to the Chicago Bulls. If you want to learn more about some of the players that I've just mentioned from the 2023 NBA draft, make sure to check out my 2023 NBA mock draft, as it is everything that you need to know about that draft. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. But anyways, I just want to say thank you and goodbye.